We picked the Buffalo Bills. This was one of the divisions where we had a different choice for over and under for almost every team. I picked under for their win total. You picked over. Their win total was predicted at 10.5. So I'm saying with this loss of Stephon Diggs, with all the weird drama behind the scenes with the head coach and stuff like that, I think the window's closed and they're going under.
Well, I think the
maybe like
window's
a
closed for
9-win
them to get a
team.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. But you still think they're going to be an 11-win team. Why?
Just the strength of that division, honestly. I don't trust Rodgers coming back off an injury. I mean, and they're still the Jets. They still need to prove it to me, get to the postseason and do something. Like, actually do something. And then Miami, I don't have 100% faith in Tua, especially now being paid.
Yeah. They have, let's see, I am looking right now. They have the 23rd easiest schedule in the league. So not a gimme by any means. They have basically the 11th hardest schedule in the league. They finished last year. I just had this pulled up. They finished last year winning the AFC East at 11-6. So the over under for them being 10.5 is basically everybody thinks they're going to do the exact same they did last year. How big of a loss do you think Stephon Diggs is?
Huge for that team. I mean, yes, a lot last year. He wasn't utilized as much as he wished, or the team or the fans would have wished, whatever was going on. But it's still what Stephon Diggs is what Tyreek Hill does for the Miami is he's that long threat, that fast long threat that will draw safeties into that coverage. If you don't have that down the line fast receiver, most of the time that's very easy for the defense to bottle that back up, and those safeties and the second corner or whatever, they can focus on different setups because they're not worried about the long ball.
Yeah. Well, they also, and we've talked about the security blanket for Josh Allen also leaving, which is Gabe Davis. Also went to Jacksonville, which I think in the long run is probably going to lead to more issues than Stephon Diggs leaving, because again, he was the Kelsey for Josh Allen, which was whenever he needed something, that guy was always there. And I felt like he really got better every year. Nothing against Stephon Diggs. I think that's going to be a huge loss, but just watching Bills games and how they played, it really did feel like Gabe Davis was kind of the one that opened up that offense to get stuff to Diggs and to, get big plays when they needed to. So the weird thing
So let me ask you this. You don't trust the new mustache for Josh Allen.
Now I do like
mustaches. Snap. Here is a lot. I don't know what the heck this is.
Is it a mustache?
Anyway, a live update. I know live updates on this don't really matter, but we talked about it before we started the podcast that the U.S. men's basketball team was down 63-76 against Serbia, and they came back and won 95-91 behind 36 points from Steph Curry.
Damn.
We'll face France in the final.
Damn, Wemby against the United States in the finals is maybe a preview of NBA future. Like that's, I mean, this is maybe this is the springboard. But when it comes back to the Buffalo Bills casino, they made a weird move in the draft, which I mentioned on the last episode talking about the Chiefs. They traded their first round pick away to the Kansas City Chiefs so the Chiefs could draft Xavier Worthy, and then with the first pick in the second round, they drafted Keenan Coleman, a Florida State wide receiver. So I said, and I wonder if you agree with this, if Xavier Worthy becomes like this all-pro great wide receiver, this will just be another notch on the belt of just a Bills curse. Correct?
Yeah, all day. all day.
I still can't believe you would trade with the Chiefs. They're your rival. They are the thing that has stopped you from getting to a Super Bowl, your entire Super Bowl window.
It's going to happen again.
Oh yeah. Well, I honestly, I think they might miss the playoffs. I don't know. Just looking at their roster last year, the Bills finished their defense as number 9th in the league in total defense. So not too shabby, but they lost almost every piece offensively that really meant a lot to them last year. They have obviously still Josh Allen at quarterback, Cook at running back, their wide receiver 3 last year.
They're just going to turn into a full-time running team. That's all.
Yeah. In the offseason, they added Mac Hollins from the Raiders. They added Curtis Samuel from the Commanders. Khalil Shakir, who was their 3rd string wide receiver last year, is now bumped up to number 1. Obviously, we just said they drafted Keenan Coleman. And then they have Kincaid and Dawson Knox as their tight ends. Defensively, I just don't know. More or less the same. DeMar Hamlin, though, starting free safety. So not only did he defeat death, he defeated the depth chart by rising up its ranks to be the starting free safety in this team. I don't know, Casino. When we're doing our last picks at the end of the year for who we think is going to be a playoff team, who we think is going to win the division, I don't know how confident I am in this Buffalo Bills team because, again, we've seen them cooking on all cylinders and they've been a 12-11 win team. So when they've lost so much and are kind of rebuilding, to still think they're an 11 win team, especially I know Josh Allen is good, but he only was good when he got good weapons. Now his weapons are all question marks. I don't know. I mean, if we went through all the wide receiving core in most of the NFL, I think the Bills would be a bottom 5 receiving core.
Hot take. I'm not mad at it. It is what it is.